weekend, so preparation is absolutely chaotic for that. I suppose just to tell you a little bit about ourselves, Purchase.ie, we're operating for about a year now, a little bit less than a year, and what we do is we specialise in colourful and innovative sustainable products which can help people make real savings.
Brilliant.
So over the next few weeks really I want to talk about 4 key areas: reducing your waste charges, which I'll talk about today, cutting your energy bills, lowering your water usage, and getting people to move away from using those nasty plastic bags.
Indeed, and each and every one of them a fairly relative subject as well. But first, let's get on to the waste management, I suppose, and reducing our waste.
Yeah, well, just a few interesting facts about waste management. It's estimated that about a third of the food we buy is actually thrown out uneaten. Now, that might go down a bit after the next budget, but it is a pretty scary figure in fairness. Unfortunately, it's not possible to get accurate figures on the total amount of food waste which goes to landfill every year in Ireland. But according to the latest EPA figures from 2008, 1.2 million tonnes of biodegradable municipal waste went to landfill that year. This is food waste, but it also would include garden waste, wood, paper and cardboard. So if you break that figure down per head of the population, on average we are individually responsible for about a quarter of a tonne of waste each year which goes to landfill, which again is a scary enough figure. The waste of course produces methane, which is a powerful greenhouse gas, which is a huge contributor to climate change, you know.
Well, I know in my house that, you know, I've given up doing weekly shopping. I'll buy the basics like tea and coffee, sugar, the things that we always need to have in the press. But when it comes to buying meat, and I find as various members of the family move on, that to be buying loads of meat stuff, they're going off faster than I can cook them, and then I'm throwing them out. So I'm buying, say, meat on a day-to-day basis and buying it as I need it, as opposed to going out and spending a fortune at the weekend. But I'm still, you know, maybe cooking too much and it's going in the bin, and I'd rather reduce that. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. So I suppose it brings me actually to brown bins themselves, which for your food waste, if they haven't been introduced in your area already, they soon will be. The good news from an environment point of view, typically the contents are brought to waste transfer stations for bulking up and then transferred to composting facilities for recovery. The charges are a complete minefield around all of Dublin, really. You know, for instance, in each local authority area, the Dunleary Rathdown area, the brown bins are due to be introduced in December. And it'll be done as a pay per weight system.
Right.
I understand it'll be charged at about 25 cents per kilo.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in South Dublin region, where the brown bins have already been rolled out, pardon the pun, they provide 140 litre bins and charge €5.25 per collection. Dublin City Council then and Fingal County Council have a slightly more complex charging model. For instance, DCC charge just €2 per collection of the brown bin, but they have of course then got an overall standing charge which works out at €24 every 3 months, so it's hard to measure exactly what they're charging. From a householder's point of view, the brown bins bring with them a few problems. I suppose firstly, it's another added cost to their waste collection, and secondly, many people are having issues with bad odours, with flies and rodents since the brown bins have been introduced. As the bins, they're only collected every 2 weeks, which
and that's quite a build-up of food.
It is, of course,
stuff that's rotting in the bin and attracting maggots and all kinds of
bad, nasty things, really, I suppose, you know. So I suppose that takes us to one possible solution for both problems. It's a product called the Loofen food waste dehydrator. The Loofen is a plug-in device which dries out and reduces the weight and volume of your food waste, while also helping to eliminate bad odours, bacteria and flies from your kitchen, from your brown bin, or indeed your composter if you compost. So I suppose using the Loofen, it's quite a simple process really. You simply switch it on, open the front door, feed your food waste into a drawer that's provided, and you basically as you would a normal bin, you know. Each morning then you deposit the remains to your brown bin or composter and start the whole process again. Design wise, it's quite a smart looking product, and it actually won the prestigious Red Dot Award for its striking appearance.
Fantastic.
Size wise, it's not a very big unit. It's about 14 inches in height and about 11 inches in width. It comes in white. But it has a stylish ring on the front of it, front panel, which comes in 6 different colours, designed to suit any kitchen interior. You've got a black ring, blue, orange, green, gold and pink.
Very good.
So I suppose a few key things on the Loofen, really. It should
bring us through the process of exactly how it works, because I've seen these ads on the TV for the waste incinerators.
The incinerators,
they're very Americanised things.
Yeah. Well, I suppose one of the things with the incinerators, a lot of people find them quite noisy, although the latest model of the incinerator that's out, it claims to have reduced the noise level by a huge percentage. Also, certain people will also claim that, that odours do come up through it still, but I mean, I can't know for sure. I haven't actually tested the product.
I've never actually seen one working either. Now, I mean, you see on Desperate Housewives, they're putting all the food down the sink, and and then you see the ads on the TV, and they're feeding this, and you think, God, your hand,
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people have are worried about the safety aspect of them. I don't really know enough about it to comment on it, to be honest, because I've no experience really using it, but I suppose, with regards to the Loofen itself, I mean, if the Loofen was, what you're meant to do with the Loofen really is have it switched on at all times that you have food waste. So I mean, even if you did have it switched on 24 hours a day, it would add just about 20 cents to your electricity bill a day, which isn't a terribly big amount. I suppose bad things about the Loofen: if you have a household of 6 people or more in your house, the Loofen mightn't be suitable, because it's actually designed to just take a half a kilo of food waste at any one time. Now, obviously, as that reduces, you can keep feeding it all day long. I suppose.
Can you put anything into it? Say tea bags,
bones, eggshells, anything like that.
Bones from meat.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Vegetable peelings and stuff like that.
Yeah, anything. Really. Obviously, if you put a packet of digestive biscuits into it, it's not going to do a whole pile, because really what it's designed to do is take the liquid out of the waste, so it wouldn't have a lot of work to do with a digestive biscuit, but for your peelings and anything really that has liquid base, it's fantastic. I suppose the main advantage is really it would actually reduce the weight of your food waste by 80%, the volume of your food waste by 70%. It would completely eliminate bad odours and bacteria from rotting foods in your kitchen, your brown bin or your composter. It would eliminate leaking bin liners, destroying your floors and carpets in the home when you're trying to go to throw them out.
The old bin juice.
Nothing worse than it. And of course, then it prevents flies, wasps, rodents from gathering near your brown bin or composter. I suppose, and obviously the main thing, it would significantly reduce landfill and greenhouse gas emissions in Ireland. So I suppose if people want to find out more about the Loofen, they can log on to my website, www.purchase.ie.
Right.
I suppose the good news is that Sunshine listeners can get a 10% discount and a free delivery if they use the promotion code FINAL2010, FINAL 2010. Alternatively, they can call on 01 8428 187. That's 01 8428 and obviously if they quote the code FINAL 2010, we'll give them the discount as well.
Stuff, yeah.
So if anyone's interested in seeing a demo of the Loofen, or indeed any of our other products, they can tag along to the ID at Home show this weekend from Friday right through to Bank Holiday Monday at the RDS in Simmons Court, and visit us on stand Q10. I suppose finally, if I have another minute, Lindsay, geez, I'm terrible.
Go on.
We're now about to introduce a commercial unit of the Loofen which can treat 100 kg of food waste per day.
So ideal for maybe pubs and clubs and...
For, anybody really in the hospitality sector, hospitals, anything at all really, So this will actually reduce the volume of your food waste by 90% its original size. So as anybody will know, I suppose, since July of this year, any business that produces over 50 kg of food waste per week has got to segregate and separately store it under legislation.
Very messy business, isn't it?
It is, yeah, I suppose it is.
Get get your hands in there to those elbows.
Yeah, it is. But I obviously, you know, I mean, it's crucial that we reduce our landfill and
of course try and save ourselves a few bob at the same time.
Well, that's it, and the Loofen, the commercial unit as well. I mean, obviously there's two aspects with the Loofen. There's the reducing of your charges, reducing of the waste and landfill and that side of things, but also then there's the health and safety, you know, eliminating bacteria and bad odours and getting rid of flies and roads and so forth. So
sounds like a terrific product.
Yeah, sure, it certainly is. I mean, the Sunday Times actually took up on it there a couple of months back and wrote a very positive piece about it, and you know, sales have been quite good for the domestic unit, so hopefully the same will happen with the commercial unit when we roll it out.
Indeed. So Purchase.ie is the website.
That's right.
And the promo code for Sunshine listeners is
it's final 2010, so final 2010.
Final 2010. Okay, and that's the promo code. Listen, good to talk to you.
Thanks, Lindsay, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Excellent stuff. Colm Griffin from Purchase.ie.
Stair lifts, bathrooms, level access shower